When you know that you are queer, but your favorite drink is beer, that's gayish. You can bottom without stopping, but you can't stand going shopping, that's gayish. Oh, gayish, you're probably gayish. Well, life's just too short for narrow stereotypes, so it's gayish. We're also gayish. It's Gayish with Mike and Kyle.
Hello, everyone in the podcast universe. This is Gayish,
the podcast that once swished Listerine in its mouth for a full year because it didn't want to be a quitter.
Wow. I just, like, knowing you, I don't know how you could not swallow.
Exactly. Well, it's bad for you. You don't swallow that shit. That and toothpaste. You're supposed to, but I don't want to.
Yeah. I'm Mike Johnson.
I'm Kyle Getz.
And we're here to bridge the gap between sexuality and actuality. And today, God help us.
We're going to do more alcohol-related things.
More alcohol-related things.
We're going to do what we have called the White Claw Challenge.
Yeah.
We'll tell you a little bit more about that. White Claw's been blowing up, and so will we.
Yeah. But first,
corrections. Oh, okay. Do it.
I fucked up so much stuff about syphilis.
Wait. Correction.
I fucked up so much shit about syphilis. Okay, what?
Correction. We're not going to do corrections yet. Thank you to Patreon member Erwin Cole. We appreciate you. Thank you for being there for us.
C-O-L-E or C-O-A-L? Coal miner's daughter.
Cole. We received Erwin Cole for Christmas. No, it's C-O-L-E. Cole's a hot name, by the way.
Not as a last name. Get it together, Erwin.
He's like almost a lantern, but not really. Okay. Thanks, Erwin. Okay, now you can do your corrections.
Oh, okay. I fucked up so much shit about syphilis.
Okay.
But in my defense, part of it is because for a time there, I had Lyme disease and syphilis at the same time. And so there was lots of information going into my face head.
Yeah. And that's like the lemon lime of infections. You had both Lyme disease and a lemony taste of syphilis.
I only had one of them, but whatever.
Yeah.
So a few things, among others. I love this sentence. Boobos are not gummas. So
this I was wondering this whole time if that sounds like a little child being like, grandma's not grandpa.
Yeah, because
boobo's different than gamma.
It's one of those fucked up math problems where they're like all snitches are creeps, but not all creeps are vermilions.
Yeah, and then you have to be like, are vermilion.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Anyway, so boobos, which is what I said happens in late stage syphilis, actually happened towards the beginning of syphilis. It's a stage 1 thing, and it's the sores that happen.
Boo-boos.
Yeah, boobos.
Okay.
So that's what you had, Kyle, by your butt. Was it a boobo?
Oh, I had a boo-boo on my butt. Yep.
Which I'm not, but boobos aren't chancres either.
Chancre, I barely know her.
Chancre is like where the site of the infection is. So
okay,
anyway.
These are all very like, chancre, there's the infection there. It's right there. Got it.
Yeah, but boobos you can get other places, and there's sores that happen. Okay, so then, but gummas are the late syphilis things that happen, and they're like granulomas or something. It's not actually your bones.
Okay, that didn't help. That did not explain anything to me.
I said it makes your bones twisted like Elephant Man, and that's not true. It's not your bones at all. It does cause some fucked up disfigurement, but there are these growths that happen in, it's not your bones.
Okay. Part of me thinks you're like making up words to see how far you can go. And also, single dingles are very different than poopa woobas.
Yeah, exactly.
I flipped them.
In fact, the next new STI that shows up, scientists, we're here for you. We will name all the things for you.
Can it be like Kyleism?
Yeah.
Oh, you caught the Kyle.
Oh God.
That doesn't come out easy.
Oh, Kyle, damn it. Okay. And then the stages are I was wrong about. There's primary, and then there's secondary, and then there's the latent stage when it goes dormant, and then there's tertiary syphilis, which is technically third, even though it's the 4th stage, because they don't count the 3rd one because nothing's happening. Anyway, I fucked up the order, but the point is that I was firmly not in stage 1 syphilis anymore. Like, I had a bunch of stage 2 shit happening.
Got it.
What else did I fuck up, Dan?
I thought you fucked up more than you did. You said that the Tuskegee experiments went into the 70s, and I double checked it, and you were right. It finally, like, it got, like, the newspapers blew it up in 1972, and it, like,
Yep.
They were still technically going on at that point, which is insane.
To be fair, it was the same group. It was the same group of men. It wasn't like they kept adding more people to the experiment, but they were still continuing to follow and not treat these men until the early 70s. I did screw up. The Tuskegee syphilis experiments are not related to the Tuskegee Airmen. They just both happen to have the word Tuskegee in them and are famous for very different reasons.
Yeah.
Okay, I fucked all this shit up. Whatever.
Great. And if you're still listening, congratulations. We're gonna. Is that all the shit you fucked up?
The theme of last episode was horse shit.
Yes.
Much of which came out of Mike's mouth.
Also, one last correction.
Okay.
The song "You Are Not Alone" was not from Free Willy.
Oh, really?
The song "Will You Be There" was from Free Willy. Both Michael Jackson songs. "You Are Not Alone" was just a song that was real big in approximately the same era.
That's a relief.
I feel like it really was. I let you guys down last episode.
Well, you almost died.
You were spewing so much bullshit. I couldn't keep up. Mike was talking. You were talking from memory a lot.
I didn't have any notes on any of that. Which is, that's bad. If you're gonna say medical things, probably keep some notes.
No, see, I'm the opposite. If you're gonna say medical things, no one fucking knows or cares. Like there are like two doctors that are like, wait, a gamma what? So like, yeah.
Also, nobody wrote in to correct these things. I'm self-correcting, but the episode's only been out a few days.
Yeah.
You want to talk about White Claw?
No.
Okay, right.
News.
Oh, that's right, news.
So
you're doing news, which is weird. My whole shit is fucked up now.
Yes. Also, BT dubs. We've been talking about we're like tightening up the beginning part, getting to the whatever main part of the episode sooner. But also, what I'm going to start doing is trying to put in timestamps. So you'll see in the notes on whatever your podcast app is, it should say when the news starts and when the episode, the topic starts. So you're welcome.
Yeah.
We'll see if I keep that up.
Skippers.
Yep, those skippers. Okay, news. Yes, I want to do the news because I saw this story that I thought was really interesting on Gaystar News.
Help me not feel like you're shitting in my bed.
Can that rule apply from now going forward?
Yeah.
Okay, because things have been done. Mistakes were made. We can't take those back, Mike. We just have to move forward.
All right, fine. Okay, go ahead.
Are you saying don't fuck it up? Is that what you're telling me?
I don't know. I'm saying I'm protecting my territory. I'm being territorial.
Oh.
So don't fuck it up.
Okay.
It's going to be great.
Great. Okay. Well, it's going to be real sad, so I'll hold on the tradition of that.
Okay. I apologize in advance for saying something funny about whatever sad thing you say.
Yeah. Gaystar News, an article called "Lesbians Are Also Being Killed in Chechnya and No One Seems to Care." So I was not aware, and that's the point of this article, is that lesbians and actually trans people are also included in the Chechnya killing. So to back up, in 2017, we started learning about, in Chechnya, gay men being round up, tortured, executed in these concentration camps, which is horrifying. 2018, Chechnya started focusing on lesbians and trans people. Mm-hmm. So the Russian LGBTI network said they were approached by, so I don't know how many people are actually in the camps or if just lesbians that were in Chechnya were trying to get out, but they were approached by 37 lesbians and 2 trans women. The Russian LGBTI network helps them escape from persecution there. One anonymous woman, a lesbian, of course, like even sharing your story anonymously puts you at risk. So most people won't even talk about it anonymously, but she was brave enough to talk about her story because she said, people need to know about this. We need to be telling these stories. She said her ex-girlfriend outed her to her family, which
that's some fucked up shit.
I mean,
don't piss off a lesbian anyway, but like especially
key her car.
Yeah. Don't put her life in danger by telling her family.
At the same time, I have sympathy for, who knows the situation. Like if the case came where I had to decide whether to save myself and give up someone else, I don't know that I'd be brave enough to not
I'd
do that.
throw
So,
you under the bus. I've said that before.
you have
Like,
told me time and time again that if you get round up in some kind of torture camp, I'm going down to.
when Mike Pence wins the White House in 2024, and we're all headed off to the camps,
Yeah.
I will totally name you. I will finger you.
Yeah. For once. So anyway, back to the horror.
Yes.
The anonymous woman said she escaped twice. Both times her brother captured her. Her mother asked her brothers, why didn't you just shoot her? The dad said, no, don't do it. So they exorcised her because they
Of course, because Jesus.
Because they assumed there was a demon in there. She had to pretend that it worked. Like she pretended like, oh, whoa, bleh, whoa, I'm there. Like, whoa, you did it.
I'm cured.
So
Vaginas
straight.
are gross now.
Ewy. So like, which is, I mean, that's what you have to do. Like, that's very brave of her to be able to fake that, and it worked. So like, that's awesome. She escaped 6 months later for the third time and finally got out of the country.
To be fair, if they think exorcism is going to work, they're probably not that smart, and faking them out isn't that big of an accomplishment.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, what do they expect it to look like? You just, I don't, who knows what you do to pretend to be exercised, like pretend to speak in Latin and like convulse and spit on people, and then
Yes, you did it. You're good.
Yeah, okay, great. That's like love making for me. So to wrap this terribleness up, she said, quote, if they kill a gay, everyone talks about it. But if a lesbian is killed, almost no one writes about it, which I can totally see that. So
I wonder why.
There's something about gay men that like LGBT, even with all the letters, gay men tend to be the ones that are, especially white gay men, white attractive gay men are the ones that are represented in all the media. So
yeah, maybe. I feel like there's something else going on.
I don't, there's got to be underlying reasons for that. I mean, what is it when it's dudes? Patriarchy?
The gaytriarchy.
Oh, God.
The gaytriarchy, for sure.
God help us.
Next story.
Oh, more news.
Yes, this is unfortunately slightly less depressing somehow. I mean, there's a good side to this. Well, did you hear about a big breakup that happened around the 4th of July?
Yes, I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Gus Kentworthy and Matthew Wilkus. If you just heard the echoes of a super gay gasp.
No.
Yes.
Oh, but it means they're both single now.
The upside is, so they said they'd been drifting apart. They're still friends and support each other, which I feel like is...
That's Hollywood for fuck you.
Yeah, but like, also like, it's not, going through a breakup is difficult enough without like everyone reporting on it. Like, that fucking sucks. I'll talk about it another episode. I can relate. But apparently Matthew Wilkus has been spotted on Grindr.
Yeah.
But again, like,
what city? Where do I put my pin to see that?
Go fuck around town and see what happens. Like, if people reported on me being on Grindr or Scruff, like, that is horrifying. I don't want I barely want my friends to know, much less
really?
the whole world.
That's interesting.
Oh, I block all of my friends when I find them on Gruffin's Grindr.
Wow.
Hold on.
Corrections
Sniffies. For next time. Yeah.
Gruff and
Grindr. Okay.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah. I don't want people to see me. I want it to be my secret thing where I get fucked in private.
Okay.
What, Dan? Oh,
I was just gonna advise you to change your photo to one where you're looking at the camera and not looking at the back of your phone when if you do update your photo on Scruff.
I clearly blocked you because you don't know what it is. Oh boy. Okay. Well, Dan reaches into his pocket to try to find this. To
recap the adventures of Gruff and Grindr.
Oh, that could be like an adult children's book.
A cartoon. It's got to be a cartoon.
Yeah. But like real raunchy.
Yeah.
With like one of them is a rabbit for sure. That's the slutty one because rabbits
Grindr.
be fucking. Grindr.
Yeah, because Gruff has to be like a dog or
like a daddy dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a bear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about White Claw?
Let's talk about
How was
White Claw.
listening to the news instead of doing the news?
I was refreshing.
Yeah, isn't it easy
especially
to just
because,
sit-
like you said, we were going to do this White Claw challenge thing, and then forbade me from participating in the White
Preparation?
Claw part and
Yes.
preparation, and then told me not to do the news either. So I've been having a grand old time.
Yeah.
just like phoning it in. Here we go.
Call AT&T because Mike is phoning it in.
Yeah, no, they're terrible. Remember?
Oh, no, they hate gays. Call T-Mobile.
Sprint.
Yeah, I have Sprint.
I stand corrected. Kyle's looking at the camera now on his screen.
Shit, I haven't blocked you yet? Oh, boy. We got some work to do.
And I got pro, so you're not going to see me and your viewers.
Motherfucker.
Okay.
Hey, Mike.
We need to talk about the podcast awards thing.
Okay. Great.
It's time.
Now?
It's time.
Yes, as you know, we have been nominated the past 2 years for the podcast awards, and that is thanks to folks like you that have gone and supported us.
Yeah.
So it is that time again.
So flood their anus with nominations because we need it. What you need to do is go to podcastawards.com/app/sign up.
Or you can just go to the main site and then click nominate.
Okay. Do that.
Yep.
podcastawards.com and be sure to vote for us so that we win. If you're gonna vote for somebody else, don't fucking do it.
Nope.
I'll know. I'll track you down.
Yep. There are a lot of there are almost 20 LGBT podcasts, so
But only one that matters.
that's us. We've lost every year, all 2 years, I guess. But I'm feeling this year.
Or we came in second.
Well, we don't know that.
We do.
We're tied for second with all the other losers.
Exactly.
Great. Okay. So there are a lot of different podcasts, so we would really appreciate your support going to nominate us, and maybe we won't lose again.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Next.
White Claw.
White Claw.
Okay, we are doing...
Well, White Claw, which is one of like a fuckity billion different kinds of hard seltzers, right?
Yeah, like, okay, hard seltzer is like water with a touch of flavor that gets you fucked up, right? Like, and it's all...
Flavor is putting it strongly. It's like...
a touch of flav.
Yeah.
Like a flav. So, yeah, I had only heard of White Claw, but apparently there are, like you said, what was the word?
There are truly many.
Oh, one of them is called Truly. If you did not, I did not know that brand. I had only heard of White Claw, but there are a ton of brands. It is all over the grocery store. It is everywhere. I started seeing it around Pride. So it's, that's just like where White Claw entered my world.
So I don't know if it's because we were talking about doing this episode or if it's like always been there and I've not noticed, but I went to Madison Pub last night and there were different flavors of Truly lined up on the bar above where the beer puller things are.
Yeah.
What are those called? Do they have a name?
Yes.
What are they?
The beer dicks.
Are you talking about the Bader-Meinhof phenomenon that once you know about something, you start seeing it everywhere? Or are you talking about
No, that's
some
what's
part
the
of a bar?
the pulley
tap?
down. Yeah, the tap.
The tap? Yeah.
Beer tap.
I think that, okay, whatever. Yes.
Good enough.
Great.
Now you did so many corrections. Now you're like preemptively worried about everything you say.
Yeah, I'll have some more of this gross toilet water and then it'll loosen me up.
Okay, so what the plan is, there are so many different kinds of seltzer water, flavored seltzer
Dizzying
water.
array of
Yes.
bubbly bullshit.
Yep. That we are going to do a blind taste test of them and see
I
which
think it's-
one we... What?
Sight impaired taste testing.
Is that the Andrew Gerza, help us. And we're going to try all these different flavors. We're going to see which one we really like. Thank you to our favorite fag stag, Doug Antkowiak. This was his idea for an episode, so we appreciate your ideas.
Yep. Fuck you very much, Doug.
What is your expectation going into this? We wanted as consistent as we can get of a flavor. So we have 4 different brands of berry flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Cherry.
Fuck. Thank you. I was so sure. Okay. Yes. Cherry flavor.
Okay. We're going to pop that cherry.
Pop our cherries 4 times, which is what I've done. Do you have any expectations from this? You're talking about, do you not like this? Do you think this is gross tasting? Is this just going to be you think they're all gross?
Probably.
Okay, well, this will be fun.
I mean, part of it is trying to be the foil here. Like, I think what's interesting about this whole phenomenon is that it is low carb, like big old quotes around low carb. But
low carb, low calorie is a big thing.
Yeah. But it'll still get you fucked up. So, I mean, of course the gays love it. Like, that's why it's fucking everywhere, at least in Seattle, right?
Did you start hearing about it during a Pride? Is that when it came into your...
No, I was aware before Pride.
When did you start hearing about it?
Let's see.
You don't have to give an exact time and date.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to.
I didn't know if you're going to be Mike about it.
I can't be not Mike about anything.
But have you tried? You tried really hard because I need you to sometimes.
I feel like somebody brought him to a barbecue in the spring, and
yeah,
somebody brought no. One of the girls brought it to the last retreat we had.
So it's been it's just like this year all of a sudden taken off.
Yep.
Huh.
Yep.
There are, so I went to the grocery store to get all these and I saw stacks and stacks. They're everywhere. They're just like not only is there like the display thing with like all the stacks of them, they're also in the thing by the beer, and they're also just White Claws lining in front of it
on
like
the ground because they can't keep enough of it to keep it on the shelf.
This is also in Capitol Hill, the gayborhood. So like I suspect that gays are snatching that shit up unlike a snatch.
Gross. Yeah. I mean, I do think part of my expectation is that there will be no discernible difference between them.
They just
like,
all taste like cherry flavored water.
Yeah, and I have a very cynical view of like the way that corporate America works, and like I'm not convinced that they're not all actually the same brand.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
One person owns all of this, and they're creating competition with themselves to drive sales.
Yeah.
And that it's really all exactly like literally the same vat of liquid.
Yeah, like Budweiser Enterprise or whatever is just minting.
Yeah. Actually, it's Mark Anthony that does White Claw.
Like the singer?
Well, nope, that's MARC.
I need to know. I need to have that song. Tell me, baby girl, 'cause I need to know.
Yeah, that's probably him. Remember
I
that?
think so.
Remember that one year when Latin music was great?
Oh my God! When I was a kid, there's a picture of Enrique Iglesias. I mean, any picture of Enrique Iglesias, but there's a specific
He's
picture.
so pretty.
Oh my God! I can't. He has no shirt on, obvi, and like leopard pants or something. And as a little kid, like when I first got the internet, I just kept coming back to that picture, coming and coming back. Oh, it's just beautiful. Anyway, why did we start?
Mark Anthony. It's the same company that owns Mike's Hard Lemonade. Does White Claw.
It's interesting because they had in the display, they have these kind of seltzer waters, but then also other things that are like, and cider and Mike's Hard Lemonade. And like, they're like, if you like are drawn to this area, but then want something better. I really like, interestingly, the cherry flavor of White Claw before we were going to do this was already my favorite flavor because it's sweeter than the rest. I'll drink any of them, much like I'll drink pretty much anything.
Cherry, boom, boom.
Wow. Is that your first Lady Gaga reference of the podcast?
Like if any show ever?
Yeah,
I
probably.
doubt that very much.
I don't doubt that very much. So I already like this. So I like the cherry flavor. So it'll be interesting for me to see. My expectation is just because White Claw is the most popular, I assume there's a reason for that. And I assume the reason is it tastes good.
Okay. They also, I think, are like maybe first.
Maybe. I told you not to do any research because I didn't want you to have too much information about these before we did the taste test. So maybe we'll tell you. We'll do what we're going to do is we are going to go take a little break. We are actually going to record a YouTube video of us doing the actual taste test.
Yep.
So if you want to
see my disgust in real life,
if you want to see me getting drunk on cherry flavored alcohol water, that's youtube.com/gayish podcast. Check that out. But then we will come back. We'll talk a little bit more about White Claw, seltzer water, etc. And then tell you the results of the White Claw challenge, so that you now know which brand you prefer.
Yep, because we told you to.
Because we told you. That's how it works, right?
If only we could yield that kind of influence.
Yeah. Do you want to go do the White Claw challenge?
Let's suck down some cherry. Water.
I don't know what that means, but it sounds so dirty. Taste the cherry.
Let's take a break.
Let's take a break.
Let's take a break.
Break.
This is the part where Mike and Kyle take a break.
So are we back?
We're back.
We're back. Kyle, why did you do that to me?
What did I do? Oh, make you drink shit you don't like?
Yes.
Because I like it.
My grades ranged from C+ to D-.
Yeah, you. Mine were a full spectrum of A to D.
Yeah. I don't know how any of those things deserved an A.
I mean, I won't give it away yet. We'll talk about, in case you don't know, we just told you. We did the White Claw challenge. We will tell you about the results of that at the end of this. But first, we're going to talk a little bit more about it.
Yeah.
Should I go first?
Sure.
Okay. I looked up on Google Trends.
Mm-hmm.
Good idea, Dan. The popularity of White Claw.
Okay.
And we were talking a little bit about this before the break.
White Claw? What the fuck does that even mean? Like, there are no claws on the can.
Oh, I don't have a White Claw in front of me.
It's like a bunch of waves, and
I don't know. So I used Google Trends to look up the interest in White Claw.
Yeah.
To see when it, my perception, I only found out about it this year around Pride. So I was like, oh, this is a brand new thing they just invented.
It seems like it's gotten huge just in the last few months.
Yeah. And so, basically that is...
my dick. No, go ahead.
Penis pump.
To answer Mike's question earlier of what the hell a White Claw is, White Claw is a legendary set of 3 waves that travel across the ocean with gnarly crests.
Okay.
So it's like that. The
Bra.
wave to end all waves, brah. Yeah.
Wow. And it's the seltzer water to end all seltzer. It sounds a little less cool when you put it in terms of their... Okay, so Google Trends basically gives you, for any given search term, ranks on a scale of 0 to 100 for that term, how popular it is.
Okay.
And so when you look at the trend for White Claw, it barely registers. There's a tiny blip in mid-2016 at a 4. So it's rating compared to itself in popularity. So there's a tiny blip in 2016. It's at a 4. Mid-2017, it more than doubles. It's a 10. Then mid-2018, it triples. It maxes out at 30. So each of these summers, it's getting a little bit bigger. And then just this past year, it skyrocketed. So its peak of search terms, meaning 100, happened in July 2019.
Yeah.
So it really started, the increase for this year really started around May. That's when you start to see the slope of line go up a whole lot. But it is true that this year it's not that it's come from nowhere. It's that each summer it's gotten bigger and bigger until this year it just exploded.
Yeah. Gayish.
Gotten bigger and bigger until it exploded.
I hope so.
And it's interesting. Okay, here's my theory.
Okay.
It was the highest point for every single year for the past 3 years was the first week in July. You may say that's summertime. That's July 4th. I think
Pride.
Gays. End of June. That's Pride. That's when I got introduced to it. So people are being introduced to it during Pride, and then people are searching for it after Pride, and they're like, what the fuck was that shit that was all over everywhere, and why am I burping so much? And they're like, oh, White Claw. And then they look it up.
Truly.
True. I compared it to hard seltzer.
Yeah.
Like the search term White Claw versus hard seltzer. And hard seltzer follows the same pattern, but White Claw is more searched for.
Yeah.
So that says to me, they're like Kleenex, the brands that people think of. People don't look up hard seltzer. It's Google, it's Kleenex, it's what are other ones?
Windex.
Yeah. Yeah.
Q-tip.
Yeah. It is what people think of when they think of hard seltzer, and you'll know White Claw before you'll know, like, what is the term for, how do I describe this? Bubbly alcohol water,
Yeah.
So I'm not necessarily the trendiest gay, which I'll talk about in a little bit, but
Agreed.
Thank you. But at least confirm that it wasn't like a ginormous thing that I just missed out on. So
Sure.
this was the year.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Confirmed.
Confirmed.
One gut feeling confirmed.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Man, I hooked up with this big dick guy. Boy, did I get a gut feeling.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, sometimes shit's got to move out of the way.
Yep. Like my small intestine.
In the shit.
And the douching. We won't tell everyone what it is, but we're each drinking our favorite. Oh, no, you're not. I drank. You're drinking your second favorite because I took the favorite.
You want another thing?
Yeah.
So I'm interested in knowing if this whole seltzer thing, hard seltzer thing, is going to have a similar backlash to the Alcopop phenomenon of the 80s and 90s. So,
you mentioned this in the YouTube video, and I don't know what you're talking about.
So Alcopop is at least so it was called a whole bunch of different things, but it was the influx of sweet soda-esque alcoholic beverages that started with wine coolers in the 80s and then went to like Zima in the 90s, and then Smirnoff had a whole bunch of different flavors, and they became malted instead of just like a wine cooler or I think wine coolers actually can be malted too. The point is Alcopop is a portmanteau of alcohol and pop, as in soda or cola. So all of these things came out, and there was a big backlash because parents were very concerned, like, oh, this bright colored sweet thing is getting my kids fucked up. And we need to make sure that they're not marketing to children. We need to make sure that they are clearly labeled as being like not just a soda, et cetera, et cetera.
It's like shiny colors attracts kids, so they
Yeah. So the parallels that I'm trying to draw, I guess, are there's that whole phenomenon of these new alcoholic beverages come out, and then parents have to figure out how to integrate that with their raising of their kids. And there's regulation, et cetera, et cetera. Fast forward, this is a new, at least I think, new category of alcoholic beverage that is something else that already exists plus alcohol, right?
Yeah,
like this is LaCroix or like one of those other seltzer brands with alcohol in it.
Yeah.
And so then like
it'd be like if they made Tide Pods with alcohol.
Yes.
YouTube stars would be eating the shit out of those.
Yeah.
So tasty.
Getting even more fucked up than usual. Yeah. So like one thing is the can. I think that we've mentioned the shapes of these cans before. They're all much thinner than a normal 12-ounce can.
They're like Red Bull style, like longer, taller.
Yeah. But I also think, like, when I look at the Truly can that you're holding, it says hard seltzer on it, but that looks like a soda.
Yeah.
Like, that looks like a pop. Like, if I saw a child drinking that, I don't think I would necessarily immediately think, oh my God, what are you doing?
Yeah, there's like cherries at the top. It's pretty clean. Like, so it looks, I mean, I think the look is usually when it's like white, it's trying to go for like clean, pure. It's only if you would see the 5% alcohol by volume at the bottom that you would notice. But
I just wonder if there's going to be a regulatory backlash to this, if parents are having issues with their kids like drinking this, and because it is so new, parents don't even recognize that their kids are getting fucked up right in front of them.
They don't know it's a thing yet.
Yeah.
Was there for the Alcopop? Was there any kind of like new regulation or whatever that came out of that?
Yeah, absolutely. The Federal Trade Commission did a whole bunch of studies about it in the like early 2000s. They did an extensive investigation in 2001, and they found no evidence of intent to target minors with the FMB products, FMB being another word for this brand, this category of beverages, flavored malt beverages. That they did not find any intent to target minors with FMB products or packaging or advertising. And they reviewed the consumer survey evidence submitted in support of the proposition that FMBs were predominantly popular with minors, and they concluded that flaws in the survey's methodology limited the ability to draw conclusions from the survey data. But with the help and guidance of the FTC in the states, many states passed their own laws regarding how these things were marketed, how they were packaged, how they were labeled, where they could appear.
And different than other alcoholic beverages like beer?
Yes.
Wow. What are do you know what the other restrictions were or other things they apply to it?
Let's see. Hold on. Sorry, there's a similar fight that happened all over the place. Australia, Germany, South Africa, the UK. In the UK, for instance, there was even a major retailer called Co-op Food, and they just banned them in their stores.
Wow.
Although they've since rescinded that, and you can now buy Alco Pops at Co-op Food stores. The UK Secretary of State for Health, Patricia Hewitt, called for a tax increase on these products. Let's see. Oh, the typical things do apply to other alcoholic beverages. For instance, you can't advertise during hours when children are watching television. You can't have television advertisements. You can't place ads in children's magazines or...
I wonder if that shit's gotten updated now to like kids' YouTube channels or, you know, like TV and magazines. Like kids aren't doing that anymore.
I don't know. It's possible. Or I wonder too, like with targeted advertising, if like YouTube knows I'm gay. This is very clear from the ads that they show me.
Facebook, man, so many underwear ads.
But like if I have a kid and I'm logged in as me on YouTube and we're like, yeah, let's watch Dora the Explorer, is it going to give me like a Marco underwear ad?
I doubt YouTube, that shit's fucked up with YouTube. There's a really great, this is a side note, there's a really great Reply All episode that just came out called Louder that talks about a gay person of color that worked at Vox. I guess he still works there, that posted videos and then got attacked by this alt-right YouTuber, and YouTube's fucked up response to it. So check that out. But
I told you I would listen to it and I haven't yet, which means I probably won't.
I think it was like 2 days ago. So that's understandable.
I've also been busy.
Yeah. But so I don't have too much faith in YouTube doing this. That I feel like they only like care about things when there's a big backlash against it. So I hope there's not like underwear, you know, like Andrew Christian ads being played during Dora the Explorer YouTube videos. But
I mean, I wonder.
Who knows?
Yeah, there might be.
Yeah.
There might be.
Yeah. I just in a similar vein, I can tell that the weed industry, weed's legal here in Washington. I can tell that because you can buy like chocolate and candy and everything, they're trying really hard to prevent additional regulation by the way they do their packaging. They have giant stop signs that say this is not for kids. They make it super hard to open. That
yes,
like I as
so
like, an
hard
adult,
to open.
Like so like trying to child-proof this, and I presume that is to help prevent the perception that they are targeting kids with this and help ensure that, I mean, obviously they care about themselves and their money, so try to prevent additional regulations from government agencies.
Yeah, although it's already illegal federally, and we've decided to not care.
Yeah,
it's interesting. Every time you go to the weed store here, even though it's legal, you're breaking federal law. It's interesting to me.
Yeah, it is really interesting. And you pay with cash. Like it's interesting. Like, yeah,
you can't use a credit card.
Nope. They don't want that shit.
They can't use that shit.
Yeah.
I wonder how they launder their money though, because like they have to deposit it somewhere.
They have to. Yeah, they have to find either banks that are like just in their state, like don't extend beyond, because then they would be breaking federal law, or I don't know, do they just have stacks of cash somewhere? Weed industry, tell us if you have a stack of cash somewhere. It's just under the CEO's mattress. Yeah. He's just on the tallest pile of money under his mattress.
Or in several coffee cans buried in the yard.
Just thinking like the Princess and the Pea. The Princess and the Weed.
PP.
Good contribution.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to talk about gay people as tastemakers.
Okay.
Tasty. Quote, first come the gays, then the girls, then the industry. Do you know who said that?
I do. Hold on. Jack Donaghy?
No.
Oh.
That was a good guess.
Okay.
That is Samantha Jones from Sex and the City.
Oh, yeah.
When she was talking to...
Who is the female Jack Donaghy?
I guess so. She's like business oriented. He's conservative. She's liberal. They both are into sex with beautiful people.
Mm-hmm.
They both kind of like
enjoy a good cocktail.
They're both like a little bit like arrogant in a great way. Yeah, I could see that.
Friends that are below them on the hierarchy of life.
Yeah, friends that blow them on the hierarchy of their dick. Yeah, so she said that about Smith, who's the vodka hunk.
God damn, he's hot.
Remember that?
Fucking A.
And he...
Although, when he cut his hair, instantly hotter.
Oh. Surprise. I am not usually one for longer hair, but he could... I mean, it doesn't... Hair is irrelevant at that point when you're that hot.
Yeah, exactly.
But Smith, Jared, was like, I think she renamed him. I think he had a different name. And anyway, but in the episode, a bunch of gays ordered him. They were like, oh, we recognize you, and ordered him a drink, and I banged him. And he was like, what does it matter if a bunch of gay guys recognize me? And that's when she was like, said this line. Mm-hmm. And sure enough, she was right. Then he got like almost attacked by a group of young girls, and then eventually went on to be really successful. So what?
In case you don't know this, all of that was fiction. Is there truth to what she's saying?
No, Sex and the City is a documentary. So that's weird that you don't know that. Yeah, but I think what that is pointing out, what that quote points out, is first come the gays. Why are gay people considered tastemakers?
Okay.
Discuss.
I mean, my guess is that they're not.
Oh,
but
wow. Okay, wow, you just took this away from us.
But I think that there are... I think historically there are a lot of parts of gentrification that actually involve gay people as a marginalized group. And so you end up with all of these like bohemian cultural centers as being a place that misfits and people that are from marginalized parts of society, they glom onto each other and live in a place. So,
and how does that turn into though, like the tastemaker?
I think it's those environments in which really powerful cultural trends are started. The seeds,
creativity and new ideas and things that don't fit in the mainstream. I think that's similar to what I was thinking of when you're gay. You can.
Wait, you're gay?
Okay. We have to sit down and have a talk. I've been really thinking about this for some time. I don't want you to think any different of me. I'm still the same Kyle you know and love. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Or like, no. Okay. Mike?
Yeah.
I'm gay.
Oh.
That's actually a bad reaction.
What did I do to cause this?
You overmothered me. So yeah, like when you're gay, you get to, we've talked about this, do things that are not outside of the norm. You get to break the norms with far less repercussions, or you've already broken one thing, so might as well try out new things. And I think that lends itself then to trying new things, which then new ideas can. People are like, oh, that thing's kind of cool, and let's kind of straight it up so that it can fit into mainstream culture.
Yeah.
And particularly, I mean, there are a lot of things. Voguing is a very common example that it's not just gay communities, it's gay people of color that then become trends that white people and straight people kind of take and then put into mainstream culture.
Sure.
You're on board? You agree? You think that's why?
I guess so. I mean, it makes sense. What you're saying makes sense. I don't want to discount that at all.
Great.
And I think that it's interesting to me that, like, I'm moving on to the next step, right? Like, let's assume that that's true. Mm-hmm. How many like cranky white Christian people would be so upset to learn that, like, what they're doing and loving and enjoying is the product of gay people?
Oh yeah. Like, I mean, like the fashion industry, you know, like,
yeah, sorry,
JCPenney, it started somewhere in someone super gay coming up with this, and then you just, yeah.
It just blows me away still to this day that people like they know Ellen's a lesbian, right? Like, that's not a secret. And like,
there's a part about her that is non-threatening, I think, to straight people, that she is not. She's had Portia de Rossi on her show, and they're fine with that. But I also think she is not over-sexualized, which there's, she doesn't need to be. That's not who she is. But I also think that's more acceptable than if you see, gay people having babies, gay people making out, like things that you see, gay people getting married. Once you get to that point, then it's like less like, dancing in the aisles of a talk show. Everyone's down with that. That's fun.
Yeah.
She also has a great message of positivity that I think resonates with so many people.
It's the worst.
And it's, well, also, okay. I think in addition, like when things are one step away from them, they're okay with it. So she is white.
Cisgender.
She's relatable. She's friendly. Like there are a lot of things about her that kind of fit in with her norm. The one thing that is different then is she's a lesbian. And so that one step away, they're like, oh, even though she's a lesbian, I still like her. They can do that. But if you got a trans black woman, then okay, that's, like too many steps away from them.
I wonder how a trans black woman would do
as a talk show?
As a talk show host. I'd fucking watch that shit.
Wendy Williams. I don't know if that's offensive to anyone, but she's cisgender. Okay. The other thing I was going to talk about for the gays as tastemakers, I am not that. I don't fit this stereotype.
Just tastemaker. It makes me think of drinking pineapple juice to make your jizz better.
Oh.
Tastemaker.
I don't know what else to call it.
Trendsetter.
Okay.
Let's go with tastemaker. That's fine.
Okay.
Is that a word? Is that a thing? Like, did you make that up?
Tastemaker's a word.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So like, I do not fit this. I am not a trendy individual. I don't know things ahead of time. Like even White Claw, like I think the trendsetters are the ones that I mentioned in like 2016 that are like the little blip of 4 people. I bet you gay people were on that early side of it. I am not that person.
Yeah.
I caught on to White Claw in 2019 when it spiked and everyone knew about it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't feel like I fit that stereotype at all.
Okay. Ooh.
What?
I don't want to fight about this.
You think I'm super trendy?
No.
Oh, Mike.
No. What I was going to say is, despite having a really good job, you're kind of cheap. And I think it's expensive to be a trend setter or a tastemaker. Like you've got to be into you have to have today's shoes and like.
Well, you definitely have to buy more things.
And
yeah,
you don't like that.
No. That's not a fight. That's just true.
Okay, I don't know.
I don't. No. I mean, part of it is I
People
don't
take offense to being called cheap, and I did use that word. But
yeah, no, I welcome it
Okay,
in all forms. Yeah, like I don't really care. This is part of my.
I'm glad we started making T-shirts for the podcast because your wardrobe has tripled.
That's what I mean. Yeah, I don't care about physical things. I don't care about, and I actually feel like I might have swung the pendulum too far in the way of not giving a shit. I should probably swing back and care a little bit. I just don't like physical things are not important to me. I don't need a giant place. I don't need a lot of like lavish accessories. I will use my phone until it physically is destroyed and I have to buy a new one.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's not the gay stereotype. The gay stereotype is that you're always on point, that you're trendy, that you're ahead of the times, that you know the cool places and the hot spots and the great new lingo and like even like words. Like I have to be like, what the fuck is that word all the gays are saying? Like, I don't know that,
Yeah. Similarly, I am not a tastemaker.
I was going to ask if you knew that you were not a tastemaker.
I'm not. I'm
okay,
not.
you know that. Great.
But what's interesting is I think this is different than you. I'm almost too anti. Like, it's because I secretly would love to be. Like, I would very much love to be in and have all of the beautiful, fancy new things and be on the forefront. And I decided to not. And so...
Why?
Well, because it's expensive. But also, I feel rejected somehow by that whole thing. Like,
what do you mean?
Like, I don't belong at the catty twink parties where everybody's talking about White Claw.
Yeah.
Like,
I was going to say, I suspect part of why I would think you wouldn't do that is the risk. If you tried it, you might get rejected, or it might be the wrong thing.
Yeah.
quote unquote. So you would like play it safe and not do those.
Yeah. I also get a great deal of satisfaction out of spending my time and energy and resources on other things like
Giant couches.
You have
a giant comfortable couch in your place.
Massive television.
Yep.
And like I love having people over and hosting, and I got
Mike hosts.
fuck tons of board games.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I mean, it's just a different set of priorities, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the like trendiest thing you do is, do you still get that box of clothes delivered to you that you keep some of?
Nope.
Not anymore.
I don't.
I felt like,
although I should.
oh,
I really enjoyed that. That was like the highlight of I got it every other month, I think. It was great because I hate shopping, which is why I can't be a tastemaker.
yeah.
So this was like somebody else that just knows my sizes, sends me cool things, and then I try them on, and if I don't like them, I send them back. That's pretty fucking fantastic.
Even like, it's like you hire someone else to be your trendsetter, so you can then like just tell me what's cool and I'll do it.
Yeah, rent a gay.
Rent a gay.
And they.
Well, it's funny that you would need, like, people would expect, oh, let me find the gay to. But it's funny, like, we feel that way too, of like, let's find the cool hip gay so that we know what's in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not that kind of gay. And actually, with one pretty glaring exception, I don't have a lot of friends that are that way either.
That's something to me where, most gay people, this is what we talk about all the time, most gay people are actually just look like the average person. And so what stands out to people may be the super trendy gays, the fashionable gays, but that's not the average gay. So I agree with you. I think on average, most of my gay friends are not on the tippy dick of trends. They're like right on the shaft with me.
Yep. I don't have the joke, just the punchline, but it's the fashionista tops.
the Dom tops. It's a different kind of Dom fashionista top that they're like ahead of the curve.
Yeah, and some of this like trends setting, taste making, whatever is about like, it's shallow. It almost seems like it's covering up for something.
Yeah, I think it can be that, but also like, I think you're bringing a lot to it of like, but like your interest, you mentioned big TV, board games, hosting people. Like, what if they like the latest fashion accessories? Like,
yeah,
just different interests. I don't think it's necessarily shallow.
Correct.
Thank you. I fixed it. Shit, I was going to say something real smart.
What does that have to do with White Claw? Because it was the gays
that
started
trend.
drinking it?
It was a trendy thing.
Or the connection was like it peaked in June or July, and that is when Pride is, and you don't think that's a coincidence. And
I mean, the connection is like, it is a new trend. Like, it's a trend, but I'm catching it when it's popular for everyone, not in the early stages. Just like a lot of gay things that I don't feel like I'm in on the ground floor or anything.
Although you very much are ahead of me on the music curve. Like, what pop ass bullshit the kids are listening to these days, it's going to be you that I hear all of that first from.
There are rocks that are ahead of you on the music trends.
Rock and roll.
Oh, no. They're like, I'm like, hey, have you heard that Britney Spears song from 3 months ago that was recently released? And you're like, no. Like, I mean, I think it's just because I listen to pop music and you don't. So you'll just hear it from me first. I don't know why I'm fighting you on the... Yes, I'm so on point when it comes to pop singers and pop stars and their music. That's true.
Great.
Cool.
Did we do it?
Well, now we're going to talk about the actual White Claw challenge we did.
White Claw challenge.
So... Okay.
First of all, they tasted very different.
They did, which
I was thinking that maybe they were just going to be indistinguishable.
Yeah,
and they were very distinguishable.
They were going to be all like bubbly water with a hint of cherry thing. But no, yeah, I agree. Like, I could distinctly rank them very differently. So totally agree. There was one that looked a little different. Actually, they actually all looked a little different with the amount of bubbles and the color of them. So that was a little. again, expect them all to be so consistent that it wouldn't matter. So they did look a little bit different. They smelled different.
Yeah.
And they definitely tasted different.
Yeah.
This was really interesting to me. As I mentioned, have had White Claw and tried several different flavors. One of my friends had a variety pack, and I tried them, and the one I liked best was black cherry.
Mm-hmm.
That was my favorite flavor.
Mm-hmm.
When I did the blind taste test, turns out I liked that one the least. And not only did I like it the least, I thought it was gross.
Yeah.
I was pretty disgusted by it.
So is it different when it's not in a can, or like what is marketing,
No,
Kyle?
I think-
you have a degree in this shit. Like what do you?
Yes, I got my degree at White Claw University. My degree's in marketing. I think it says that I think I'm a gay sheep. I think part of it is, a little bit of it is like, okay, I know this is a low calorie option, so part of me, my brain just says, okay, that's good. I like that idea, and I think after you drink something a few sips and get used to it, you can kind of convince yourself you like it. So I think I just convinced myself I like it, which I feel like I kind of feel stupid now that I said and thought I liked that.
Yeah.
Because I think it just kind of goes to show that I will start to like things that are popular just because other people are drinking them, or because I think I should, or I don't know.
Yeah, and I've seen you like at my place. Like what you will drink goes way downhill as we run out of things for you to drink.
Oh yeah. I do have very low standards all across the board, which is, undebatable. But I convinced myself it's not that when I was drinking this White Claw for the first time, it wasn't that I was saying, this isn't that great, but this is all you have. I decided I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a part of that is me kind of going along with the crowd, or me convincing myself, is this why I convinced myself I'm straight? Everyone else is doing it.
Oh God.
Ugh.
So at your next big gay house party, you're going to roll up with the winner?
Do you want to say what the winner is?
The winner was Truly.
Which I think you had heard of before.
Oh, yeah.
I had never heard of Truly before this. I only knew of White Claw and barely that.
Truly is what is available at Madison Pub here.
Oh, that's the one you mentioned.
That's the one I mentioned. Yeah.
It is also, we had 2 black cherries, Truly and White Claw, and then just for funsies, we had a couple other that were not black cherry, but there's a rainy cherry by a local one, San Juan, which I didn't like at all, and you liked okay.
Yeah, I'm drinking it now.
I'm drinking some Truly. And we had what was it? Cherry and rosemary one.
Yeah.
So we had a few, and I actually thought I might like some of the lighter ones. But no, it turned out I liked the black cherry, just the Truly one instead.
Truly black cherry.
A lot of burps.
So many burps
A
today.
lot of
Oh my
carbonation.
God. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of got a little messed up on.
Also, when we were like, here's my idea for this thing we're going to do. We're going to do a blind taste test. I thought to myself, there is no possible way that this is going to be fun or interesting or last more than about 20 minutes. And it took us like an hour to go through that shit, which I was surprised by.
Yeah, I have some editing to do, but there was enough distinct about them that we could there was actually something to talk about.
Yeah.
Which I was not expecting as well.
Yeah.
I talked a lot about me. What about you?
I mean, part of it is a role that I'm playing. My grades were C+ to D-, but the Truly, it wouldn't be the first thing that I would grab, but I would drink that no problem. Somebody's like, hey, do you want one of these? Absolutely.
And that wasn't, even though your grades were very close, there were some that you wouldn't drink.
Yeah.
Which both of us didn't like White Claw.
Yeah.
It wasn't good.
Yeah. Okay. So you were doing something else. You were maybe walking Reynolds.
Yeah.
Dan, do you want to share with us your results?
So I did my best to using the dregs that were left behind.
I had A through D left over, and Dan likes a little bit of saliva mixed in with his drinks. So,
among other things. And so I closed my eyes and used what's that called? What's the word that
Bullshit.
No,
Proprioception.
Proprioception. I tried to give myself a blind taste test of the 4 cups and then kind of stack rank them. And partly, I think, because the Truly had gone completely flat. Like what was left, there was not a bubble left in it. That ranked lower for me. And I picked White Claw.
Dan's a basic bitch.
Well, you said in the YouTube thing that it kind of tastes like ass. So this not too surprising.
Yeah. And I've been drinking White Claw since Pride 2018.
Oh, are we amongst a trendsetter here?
Well, if in 5 years everyone has Swarovski crystals glued to their teeth, then yes.
Yeah, part of being a trendsetter is like a little bit of a risk. You never know if that's going to be the trend. Wait, is there one that you like the least?
I think was it D that I liked the least. Oh yeah. It was the weird rosemary, black cherry rosemary combo.
Which was? Did we ever say what that brand? What was that brand called?
That was the Bone and Viv.
Bone and Vive.
Bon and Viv, or Bon and Vive.
Bon and
Vive.
Vive. I don't know. I don't know if it's
Bon
French
and
or
Vive.
not. Like
Bon and
Liqueur.
Vive. Bon and Vive.
And then he mixed them all together and tried E. So how was E, Dan?
Oh yeah, it was horrible. And
It wasn't good. It was a
and
bad
I
choice.
took a sip of it too, and it was worse than the worst one. Like it was so bad.
You gotta get the malted rice and the hops
Hops
and the citric acid, the malic acid, and the acetic acid. And
But you were sipping on it. You weren't like you didn't throw it away.
It's still here.
It's still sitting there. That was another thing about Truly that I was very surprised by. There are hops in it.
Yeah.
Because of how much I don't like beer, and especially how much everyone tries to make me like beer, I would avoid hops. Like I just assume that I don't like that, and I'm really surprised that I liked the one with hops in it.
Yeah. It doesn't taste hoppy though. As an avid beer drinker, like
That's true. That's true. Just the fact that there's any presence at all, though, is very surprising to me. Yeah. So go check out our YouTube video if you want to see us tasting all of them.
Yeah.
Gayish, nope. YouTube.com/Gayish podcast.
Yep. Do it.
Do it.
Should we take a break?
Yeah, let's take a break.
Let's take a break.
Drink more Truly.
Break.
This is the part where Mike and Kyle take a break.
Are we back?
We're back.
We're back.
Ew, that weird, gross sound that you made. I didn't know that was going to lead right into this. We're going to do our Gayest and Straightest.
We're going to do our Gayest and Straightest, but first, our website is gayishpodcast.com.
We are on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, where we just posted a video about this, so check that out.
Twitter.
Well, that's the one I do most. I don't know. At Gayish Podcast or /Gayish Podcast. Check us out.
Our hotline, you can send us voicemails or text messages, is 5855-GAYISH. That's 585-542-9474. Standard rates apply.
Our website is gayishpodcast.com. Wait. Our email address is gayishpodcast@gmail.com.
Correct.
And hey, tell a friend about us.
Yeah.
We'd appreciate it. There's just a lot of fun, awesome things happening in our Facebook group, and we would love if everyone told someone they know about us.
Also, I don't know how much we can go into this. Like,
What?
Is it an endorsement?
Oh, no, we can talk. Yeah.
They're independently of us, a group of people, actually Brandon Pettigrew, not a group of people. Brandon Pettigrew started a Discord server for us. Yeah. So there's like all the gayish chit chat real time you could want on Discord.
A lot of different. I don't know what Discord is necessarily. You, Mike, showed me what it is, but there are all these different categories. There's like an AMA. Didn't Mark Traffican do an AMA?
And this trans boy named Elliot.
So a lot of cool, interesting stuff. We didn't create it, so legally we're not responsible. Legally, Brandon Pettigrew's responsible, maybe.
Yeah.
I shouldn't put that on him. But yeah, go check that out if you want another forum to talk to gayish folk. Cool.
Is there more? I don't know if there's more.
Did we plug the Patreon at all during the episode?
Patreon.
Also, Dan, I don't know if we've even mentioned this. Dan has been at least the past several Patreons, bringing a segment to the table that he's done some little bit of research on, and because he's so correct that it's all 100% accurate, but he told us what our flavors of LaCroix meant about our sexual interests.
And I'm drinking a different flavor now.
And now you're changing as a result. Good for you. Okay, do you want to do Gayest and Straightest?
Sure, I can start.
Great.
So the straightest thing about me this week, Chris Bola, who you might remember from episode 76 as the wine person.
Oh, you had the episode done.
Yeah. It was his birthday.
Podcasting.
And we went to a country western bar in Seattle. And of course, you think country western bar in Seattle, how country western could it be?
Yeah.
I'm from the fucking country, and this place is so authentic. Like cowboy boots and belts and like line dancing and two-stepping, and there's pickup trucks in the parking lot. Little Red Hen up in the Green Lake neighborhood. Partying there, very, very straight.
Did you feel safe?
The gayest thing about me this week was not feeling safe because Chris Bola got drunk and made all the dudes dance with him, including yours truly, who then had to follow. So I'm dancing backwards in a room full of cowboys, not feeling safe.
Yeah.
And it was terrifying.
Was it, in retrospect, do you think that was, if you're not feeling safe, you should trust your instincts. So, okay.
It was also fine. That's
what I was going to ask.
The number of what the fuck leers that we got went way down as the evening progressed.
Well, as it's like you see it the first time and you're like, oh, but then boys dance with the boys. I could see. Yeah. Although now I feel bad for if you don't feel safe somewhere, you're allowed to trust that instinct regardless of what's happening, regardless of if anyone is saying anything or doing anything. So now I feel bad that I question that. My gayest thing was going to be that I painted my nails because we were going to be on YouTube. I painted my nails while watching Golden Girls last night.
Yeah.
But
how are you going to top that? How are you going to bottom that?
But sitting with you checking out boys, that wins. That you don't you wreck boys out. There's just sex happening in your eyes when you check boys out. It's strong, it's gay, it's powerful.
Yeah. We went out for dinner last night, and I just was feeling it.
Everyone.
Was it a full moon last night? Because
Yeah, you wanted to get downtown Charlie Brown.
Also, I have this weird, typically when I check guys out, it's just in a generalized sort of, I'm checking them out. This time I was like, I want to top somebody. Where's their ass?
Yep.
And it was it was really intense.
You were like, yeah, beautiful. My straightest thing was, Dan, you mentioned this in the Patreon episode. We went to the lumberyard with you and all of your boyfriends, and it was really funny because earlier in the day I was explaining to a straight friend okay, here's what poly means.
Wait, wasn't it Doug?
Doug.
Doug Antkowiak, our favorite flag stack.
Yep.
Flag stack?
Our favorite flag stack. I was like, okay, here's what poly means. Here's how it works. And so in that moment when I'm talking to straight people, I'm like, I am the expert on this between the two of us. So let me explain it to you, and then throw me into the lumberyard with the actual group of poly people, and I'm like, what? Who? How you can? And they I'm just it's not something I've been immersed.
You've never seen a gay person before.
Exactly. So that then I could kind of put myself in Doug's shoes, Doug's very stylish shoes of understanding what that could feel like. So that's my straightest thing.
Yeah. So that's it.
That's it.
A special thank you to Gruff and Skrinder.
And thank you to White Claw for tasting like ass. Maybe that's why the gays love it.
And thank you to Truly for being truly excellent.
Being better than the rest. And give us money.
For being a solid C+ in my book.
I get an A. And check out our YouTube video where we actually do the taste test, because then you'll see all the deets.
All right. Yep. This has been Gayish. I'm Mike Johnson.
I'm Kyle Getz. Until next week, be butch, be fabulous, be you. See you next week.
See you next week.
Truly.
If I don't die of alcohol poisoning.
White Claw.
I can think about is rainbow kisses.
Oh,
Taste the cherry.
oh God.
Oh, that's when you pop her hymen with your mouth instead of your cock.
Whoa.